here. Okay, fiddling with the mic. Didn't do anything of consequence. We're live. It says we're live. And we're good. Okay. It worked. And time. I guess I can run up a little further for speedrunning. Lost a few seconds. Is that reacting already? Space gnomes. And then they removed the reaction. Pregnant man. Okay. Through. Dude, Prague is a beast. Switch my healing weapon. Put on some heals before I start the fight. Not using any consumes right now. Why does hemo feel better to me? 0.35 energy to build points is so nice. It's probably the sound effect, to be honest. It's probably a big part of it. The sound is pretty cool. Heal up. Charge this one. Switch to this one. LOS, LOS. Okay, we need to evade the boss. We've done. Now we kill this guy. Move this off my bar. Move that there. Move that there. Can't see anything. There we go. Bubber Demo shout. I don't know. Hemo's fun to play, but yeah. The big reason why people play combat is for the basic attack talents, to be honest with you. I know those are the flashy moves, but the your offhand doing more damage is a really big deal in terms of steady damage over long fights. So the dual wield spec stuff is really the high value things. Okay, refresh our bleed. Go for a bash here. Heal. Dude, I just went down. Delete the VOD. Actually never died there before. I guess I usually don't go for a healing touch right away, but... Was I really that slow to cast the heal? Because bash is 4 seconds. Unlucky. Delete the VOD, delete the VOD. I just had a 9-minute run and then now I die. What? You're only 43, yeah. I mean, for questing, you can go with whatever you think's fun. But yeah, the dual wield spec in the offhand, especially when you get more gear at max level, matters a lot. But yeah, while leveling hemo, feeling good, that makes sense. Especially if you only want to kill one mob at a time. Depending on ambushing, I always liked playing sub and shadow stepping behind things and ambushing. I always thought that was very fast. No one will notice that I just died. It's the way we want to keep it. But yeah, you're 40? 43. When you hit 50, Shadow Step's pretty fun. Poor Prague went down, man. Kind of sad, really. Need to enchant my gloves. Costs like 160 gold, but that's not too bad. I mean, it is pretty bad. Don't get seen by the bird. Here we go. Heal. Okay. Almost screwed up. Alright, I need to look where the hawk is. Oh, hawk's in a good spot. LOS the boss. Evade the boss. Alright, we're good. I'm gonna rewatch your phase 2 TBC loop cryo video. It's nerfed, bro. None of it matters. Who cares? I'm in a roll guild now. I'm the opposite. It's crazy how times have turned. I've now gone full 360, and I'm now trying to explain to people in my guild that they don't care about loop cryo, and it doesn't matter. We're doing anti-loop cryo in my guild. So we're just rolling on stuff, and then explaining to the people who want to follow a loop cryo that it's not that much damage and doesn't matter. Pretty funny. Why am I not in stealth, dude? Alright, you're not supposed to pull these birds, but surely I'll be fine. I went in cat and was just expecting to enter stealth. I guess I got stuck in combat. Mage tier 5 set bonus is insane. Yeah, that's our one thing. That's actually the only thing, like, tier-wise, the entire game, we do have a note about in our guild, which is like, okay, we're our roll guild. We're just rolling on loot, but the 2 set for mage, we're going to give them first. And then they don't get the roll. Even though their 4 set's good, tough luck. They get the first 2, and then they gotta pass a few. Ooh, that's good gold right there. But yeah, I mean, the main thing with the loot cryo, to be honest, is like, for example, hypothetically, there's little things, but it really doesn't. The thing is, it doesn't matter that much. But like, for example, if you're doing Tempest Keep and you kill Kael'th Boss, probably the biggest loot council things are going to be, there's a bunch of people that will just roll on Verdant Sphere and not know what it is. Probably the biggest thing that guilds can grief is like these turn-in items that are not actually that good for a lot of people. Like, you don't want this neck going to, like, almost for a lot of physical classes. There's only a few that you'd be okay with them getting. Why did my settings? That's not what I want. Is it? Right click, open options. Left click, select a set. I want the actual. Wait, this is item rack. Oh, I'm brain dead. Open options, shift left click. Enable auto selection. Yeah, I do not want that. But yeah, there's only a few items that I would say actually super matter, and most of the time it just doesn't matter. Hunter Prio Cap. Twin Blade of the Phoenix, for example, like you could tell your Ret Paladin not to roll and give it just to Arms Warrior if you have both of them. And technically, the Ret Paladin is supposed to be weaponsmithing, but like it probably doesn't actually even matter. Isn't TBC your favorite expansion? True, it is. It's not just my favorite expansion, it's World of Warcraft's best expansion. Alright, I'm weapon swapping every time. So you might notice I have this weak aura when I'm in Sethic Halls. This tells me that my staff is equipped, which is good. That's my feral staff. But you'll see every time I go to heal, I weapon swap to a healing weapon. So I get a little more healing. Now, honestly, it doesn't matter that much because my healing weapon is not very good and it's not enchanted. But if you get like Light's Justice and an enchant, it actually matters a lot. I currently also have this talent, which means I don't even lose that much healing if I heal with my staff. Four set prop pally in tier 6 is another thing that is very important if nerfed or not. Ah, man. Prop pallies are just are guilds even running prop paladin anymore? With the prop warrior rise that everyone's been trending towards prop warrior? Tried it a little bit there. I was a little lower health than normal. I usually don't get that low there. So I kited a little extra. Make sure I got my innervate out early. And I got a little extra healing. Oh, 5% more. And we enter the last phase. Last phase is the most dangerous one. Run all the way over here. Wait for the missile to hit me. Rejuve. Regrowth. Full hots. There. Here we go. I pop Abacus here usually to generate some rage. He's about to put up a big shield. We don't have a lot of rage. Here's the shield. I pop in rage during this. And now I'm actually going to start backing up towards the instance. Not for any fight reason, but just so that I, like, exit the instance quicker when I'm done killing this guy. You soloing this for a reason? For gold, man. Money, money, money. Pop a defensive trinket, but I should be fine. Jom Gabar, great item. Glad we bringing that up. Kill. Just like that, we did it, guys. How much gold is this an hour? 200 gold an hour. How many 70s do you have now? Just 2. I'm a casual player now. I was gonna level more warriors, but there's not really much for me to do with them. For example, I guess I don't know if you want to call it my main warrior, whatever you want to call it. My warrior character. I've been setting up Fury on him and getting him ready to play Fury in case we want to run a prop paladin in our cares instead of me. But yeah, this is 200 gold an hour. You need to have enchanting. All right. That was 14 minutes, guys, but there was a little incident. I don't even want to talk about it. But this one is going to be fast. Faster. How many runs have I done? 3? It's like 3. Okay, so after this, I need to do something else. I assume the gold comes from the large prismatic shards. Yup. It very much depends on how much they're going for. 200 gold an hour is kind of a safe assessment because you're going to get instance capped and you're going to get 10 shards. And right now they're close to 20 gold. So that would be 200. But you could argue it's more than that because it takes less than an hour to get instance locked. But if you're going to sit still and farm it all day, it just kind of depends what you consider to be like, when do you start the timer? Like, do you want active time or do you want how much you can do in an hour? There's also, you make a little bit more gold from like random stuff that can drop, but you barely kill anything. I mean, you kill 1 boss and 2 guards. So it's not like you're getting a lot of trash loot. If you are hitting instance cap, like I am, and you want to make more gold, you can kill these little birds over here. But again, it's not like they're that much gold, but you can maybe get a few more drops. But yeah, I would say, like, depending on how much the shards are going for, somewhere around 200 is a safe number. If you take a hiatus, I mean, whenever I'm like busy in real life, I'm probably not going to be streaming that much. I don't know. I don't like streaming the raids. I'd rather stream doing dungeons or playing the game, because like streaming the raids is tough because I'm not looking at chat, I'm not talking to chat, and I have to focus on running a raid, and I don't really like doing that, like just ignoring the chat. Alright, here we go, guys. Boom. Cyclone. Healing touch. Switch to my healing. Sneak out a regrowth. Cyclone again. Here we are. Haven't seen you online. Yeah, I haven't been streaming in a while. I don't stream the raids anymore. So the only time I'll stream is if I've got time on a non-raid day that I just feel like hitting stuff. But yeah, I haven't been. I mean, I'm a retired streamer. It is what it is. I don't know that I ever was even like a quote full-time. I was never a full-time streamer. I don't even know what you'd call me, but I went from a semi-regular streamer to a retired streamer. I mean, I'm retired. You're also going to notice as I'm doing this, a lot of times I'll switch back and forth between my healing gear. It's actually faster for me to put on my healing gear, stealth the last boss, than it is for me to drink. I never drink. So every single run, I've never taken a drink. I don't drink ever. I don't consume. I don't do anything. If you really want, you can health pot if you're scared. I haven't health potted in a long time, but you can health pot if you're scared of dying. What is the best phase of TBC? I would say SSCTK is the best phase, but it will not be this release because it's nerfed. So ordinarily, oh, my mana's already back. I would say ordinarily my vote would be like, oh yeah, SSCTK easy is the best phase. Because Sunwell's really good too. I think Sunwell is second. This time around, Sunwell would be first. I like that Sunwell is short in one raid, and it's like hard, and I think Sunwell's great. The only thing you, I guess, can criticize Sunwell for is I don't know. There's something about SSCTK having like two major bosses and more loot. I think Sunwell gearing is a little boring. It's just every Sunwell item is just completely broken. It's kind of like, okay, this is the last raid. Let's dump out the big items. So I think gameplay wise, stuff's a little more interesting in SSCTK when it comes to gearing, when it comes to items. I think also when it's not the last phase, it's like a different feeling towards how you play it. But yeah, I would say SSCTK normally is number one, Sunwell two, but currently I would say definitely Sunwell one. And I would honestly respect someone who picked Sunwell anyway. I think you could say Sunwell is the best raid in TBC, and that's pretty fair. But I think SSCTK are both pretty cool. SSCTK is like so good for like the game of like these bosses are all simple enough that you can explain them in like a 1-minute boss guide very easily, but it feels like you're playing the game and there's mechanics. Like Vash and Kale are kind of epic, cool fights, but like it's really not that complicated. A couple people have a couple responsibilities, you know. It's like cool because you're looking at Vash and there's like a phase thing and there's a bunch of ads, but like really, you're a melee DPS. You just know, okay, my job is to hit the guard. Okay, that's simple. Oh, you're a caster. Your job is to kite the Strider. Okay, that's simple. So I'm hitting Vash. When it's time to stop hitting Vash, I'm going to hit the Strider. And then in the last phase, I'm trying to dodge poison on the ground. That's fine. Like, dude, literally explaining that to like a caster player, you can explain that to anyone. There's mechanics. You're playing the game, but it's like it's not that insane. It's like, oh, okay, so I need to watch the bats in the last phase. In the second phase, I'm hitting the Strider, and in the first phase, kind of just pumping the balls. And it's like, yes, that's it, and that's interesting. And I mean, I think that's fine. Kind of getting messed up here. Healing touch out. Innervate early. Alright. See if we do okay here. I'm getting, I don't think there's anything wrong with my gear or anything. You sometimes just get RNG. Like, I'm kind of just getting owned on this attempt. The boss is just kind of owning me. I'm not getting many resists. Not getting dodges. There's just some variance you'll just notice. Like sometimes you just get owned. But each phase is kind of isolated. Like if I heal back to full, it doesn't matter. Oops, let my last ray drop. He's close to phasing anyway. Here we go. Here we go. Lock in, guys. Had to check my mana there. I used almost all of it. Start kiting towards the entrance. See, this is what I mean, where like, I had been getting unlucky the entire fight. But as long as I healed the full, this is a complete reset. I've got a full rage bar. I don't think this is going to be even close now. Even though the rest of the fight, there was a couple dicey phases. Like, each phase is its own on this boss. So, like... Although I say that, and I'm kind of getting destroyed again. The other thing you can do, you can pop Frenzied Regen. I barely ever do this, because it doesn't heal for that much. But, Frenzied Regen here. And we did it. You do need gear to do this, by the way. If you don't have gear, it's actually pretty easy. You just consume. Like, if you don't have enough gear, you just can scroll yourself with protection for some armor. You can, although that doesn't do that much on... But you can use Agi elixirs, and the health regen one's actually pretty good because it's a long fight. You get a lot of health back. It's like the Fortitude one. Is Wrath of the Lich King a bad expansion? Dude, I don't know. Surely I don't get baited into talking about Wrath of the Lich King again. Did they nerf TBC to make it a joke now? They did, unfortunately. Phase 1 released very heavy nerfs, and it is, I mean, it's extremely likely that they release Phase 2 with very heavy nerfs as well. Okay, I've done 4 of these, so I need to stop if I'm going to... Anyone running any dungeons? Question mark. I need to stop so I don't get locked if I'm gonna do anything else. But yeah, SSCTK nerfed is it's gonna be a chill phase, I guess. See how it goes. I mean, I'm optimistic that I think classic. It's fine if the game is easy. I've kind of said that as a criticism to Wrath, is that the game is too hard in Wrath, and the game is too hard in Kata, and that it's specifically starts becoming an issue when like everybody just wants to run heroics raids and stuff because it gives the best gear, but then it's too hard for them. What was I doing before this? I just have been okay. I just did my lockouts. Anyway, we'll see if the Burning Crusade nerfed is fine. I mean, it'll probably be okay. It just can't be great. You know what I mean? Like SSCTK nerfed, it can be fine. It can be fine. You're not gonna have any super big struggles. It can be fine. But I don't think it can be great. I don't think you can have any great moments of really anything. See if anyone in my guild is doing any dungeon. Wrath top 2 expansion of all time. Wrath. Unfortunately, Wrath bottom 1. Bottom 1 expansion of all time. Just sad what they did to Prod Warrior, man. It's so sad too, because I think in most versions of WoW, when you say things like, "Hey, can I play this tank?" The answer is always like, "Yeah, of course you can, buddy." Like, people are just elitist if they tell you can't. Wrath of the Lich King, Prot Warrior, is so bad that it actually is kind of unplayable in my opinion. I would never play Prot Warrior in Wrath of the Lich King because I think it is too bad. Which it's crazy because almost every time you're talking about a certain spec or something and you're like, "Oh, can I play this?" The answer is almost always like, "Okay, the tryhards aren't going to run it, but you definitely can." But at that point, it's like, dude, can I play Prot Warrior in Wrath? It's like, well, sure, bro, if you're running normal. But if you're running heroic, dude, you're probably going to be dying like 5 times plus more of any other tank. And that's not an exaggeration because most of the time the other tanks just live and you will die. And they'll never die and you'll die a lot. What can you do? All right, let's see. Type some. See if I can coordinate any guild activity. I need to put my feral gear on. What do you run another question? Yeah, you better turn around, buddy. I'm hunting him down. Do. Dude, you don't have to run away, bro. I'm not gonna kill you. The poor guy just turned directly around and is so afraid. Feel bad for the guy. Okay. Right. Anyone else? Or BM normal question mark. The cranks in BM normal. Well, let me see my rep. I need a little bit more rep to hit exalted with Keepers of Time. How much is that? 2,500. Is that 2 BMs? Or 3? Oh, we just get a healer? Okay, I'll look for a healer. Opening the dark portal. List group. BM. And just like that, we got a squad, folks. All right. I'm going to log over to this character, see if we can summon faster. Raid chat. If you are able to get to those bones. Alright. I'm just here to summon, and then we're going to do BM normal. I want a rogue in TBC, but no one will take me to groups. It's true. It is true. It's also, yeah, it's tricky. That's one thing about TBCs. It really depends on the type of player you are. So, for example, some people are like full raid loggers. If you're a full raid logger, these things don't really matter. But if you actually like want to play the game and want to dungeon, for example, I'm not really interested in playing any specs that I don't find fun in a dungeon. Which honestly is a lot of specs. And you could say that's a criticism of like TBC, but like, do I really want to play a boomkin that has like one AoE ability on a 1 minute cooldown? Or do I want to play Rogue, which again has no AoE except for a 2 minute cooldown? Do I just want to click and single target down mobs over and over in heroic dungeons over? Maybe I don't want to do that. But then again, I play, tank. And I don't have a paladin yet, so. Here they come. Oh, we're not layered. Thank God. Oh, can I click Hopefully I can even help. Wait. I think I can't start a summon. But hopefully I can help. Try. Yes, thank God. Okay, I cannot start a summon as a 61, but I can click as the secondary. That's huge. Thank God. How's the warrior gear coming along? I mean, it's odd, right? Because um, I barely use any raid gear, so there's really not a lot that can come along, if that makes sense. It's almost like my gear is two stay here, log in over. Like for example, I use PvP helmet, PvP neck. I use, I guess I could get, of the items I could use from raid, it includes shoulder, cloak, weapon, shield, and then DPS gear. I don't have any of the DPS gear. I don't have the gloves. But almost everything else is outside of raid. Wait. I logged onto the wrong character. But I'd say my gear's coming along well. The biggest thing I have is I have tier shoulders. Tier shoulders is, I got them this week. I rolled a 100. That's the biggest item I have. The biggest items I don't have the expertise gloves. And I don't have the gruel shield. So those are the two biggest things I don't have. I also don't have, what do I not have? Not only do I not have it, I'm not gonna get, okay, we're on normal. I'm not going to be getting DST for a long time, but it is what it is. But yeah, so the warrior gear, it's good, but anyone who plays warrior should be. That's the crazy thing about prot warrior. You actually just don't need gear. That's like, I guess that's an asset. I don't think really people care about it that much or talk about it that much. But if you choose to play a prot warrior in TBC, you do not need any item loot counseled to you. You don't need any item prioed to you. You pretty much just want the items no one else needs. You want tank stuff like shields, tank necks, sometimes tank cloaks. Like you just want like generic tank stuff no one else needs. You don't really need any tier. Like the only tier I want is shoulder. And to be honest, I didn't really like super need it, but hopefully I'm not instance locked, by the way. I mean, I shouldn't be. You would hope. There's my boots. Guys, here's praying I can zone in. Anyone nervous? Whew. I counted my lockouts correctly, guys. Thank God. I've done 4 lockouts, so this is my 5th. I think by the time we complete this, I should be good to do another. But yeah, a little close to lockout. Ready? Ready or not, guys? Alright, this guy knows he's yelling. Yeah, next phase is going to be interesting because with it nerfed, I don't think I'm going to use tier. I wonder what my gear is going to look like. Maybe I just keep using my chest still, and maybe I use... I don't know what I'm going to do. So normally you want to get PvP chest.
The time has come. Gul'dan, order your warlocks to double their efforts. moments from now, the gateway will open, and your hope will be released upon this ripe, unsuspecting world.
The zero communication, probably safe to say nerf. What's also like, imagine they don't nerf it, right? What even happens? Like, don't just guilds just like full disband? Like, genuinely, how do you go from nerf phase 1 to like genuinely right now in phase 1? What is the hardest boss? Mag? But if we're being completely honest on how difficult Mag is, with the cube changes, you just have a little bit of communication necessary, and then you just need to heal one tank. Yeah, I get dungeons. Dungeons are harder than raids, but I mean, like, from a raid point of view, the hardest boss is like Mag, and that just involves healing one tank on a single target fight, basically. And like the first phase is pretty easy with the nerfed ads. So like, how do you go from that to like pre-nerf Moragrim Tidewalker, pre-nerf, even Hydros? If I'm being completely honest, bro, you step into SSC, I think a lot of these guilds can't even kill the first boss because you need resistance gear, and you need your raid to like watch threat. You need to swap back and forth. You need to kill at like, dude, Hydros is probably too hard for most guilds right now. So like, it's just hard to imagine that we could ever do SSCTK without nerfs anymore because of how much of a joke this phase has been. And I think it will just be a disaster. Yeah, the engagement has a nerf. And that's the tough thing. I think this is the hardest thing to accept for me. It's just kind of a shame. This is one of the things, you know, sometimes in life you just have to accept these kinds of things, and it's difficult. But like I said, I've said it before, the game is just not for me. I am not important to Blizzard. The game is not designed for me. And it is what it is. It kind of is unfortunate because it'd be cool if they made the game for me, because I really care about the game. And I'm like, it's my favorite expansion. And it'd be kind of cool if they made TBC specifically for the people that like TBC, instead of changing it into something it's not to appeal to more people. But again, like, from Blizzard's point of view, I completely understand. Why would you keep TBC the way it is for TBC cult fanatics when you could just make a few changes and get way more mass appeal? If only there could be a balance between the two extremes. The problem is the balance between the two extremes would mean Blizzard would have to put more effort in. They just took the existing nerfs that happened. But again, this is the thing I'll always be frustrated about from the other point of view, is like, this was never designed to be how the phase should work. This was always intended to be like, oh, SSCTK is not the current content. Let's nerf it so that people behind a tier have an easier time. It was never supposed to be like, oh, this is how SSCTK should have released from the start, and this is how a full content phase of it should be. So that's the unfortunate thing. And the nerfs are very, very, very heavy. I will say this. This is my new cope. This is my new cope and hope. My cope, I don't think this will happen, by the way. But I think it's extremely unlikely there's no nerfs. So I'm kind of even just giving up on that existing as a thing. Buddy's thinking about needing this ring. Want me to disenchant that blue? But yeah, I hope my ideal situation would be they slightly nerf. Well, I mean, my ideal would be the nerf, or the content with no nerfs. But I don't think that's realistic. I'm hoping they actually take a little time and do something where a few bosses are nerfed. Like, for example, like maybe Moragrim is nerfed a little bit under the mindset Oh, for shard. I rolled a 16. Give this guy a shard. There you go. Congrats, man. Yeah, maybe they nerf Morrigan because it's not an end boss. And they want that to be easier. Maybe nerf Alar a little bit. Because Alar is kind of hard. Yeah, under the philosophy of, okay, if you're a Terabad guild, let's give them a better chance at Alar. Let's give them a better chance at Morrigan. And then they can kill everything but the end bosses in a reasonable amount of time. And then they take time progressing the end bosses. I know it's crazy to say, but I don't think it's unreasonable to expect to take a few weeks to take down the end bosses, or even a month or 2 months if your guild is not optimizing a lot of things. But unfortunately, classic culture is just that everything should die day one, and if your guild's not, you're behind. Because we know all the fights. How's the rep looking? Keepers of time. I've gotten 300 reps so far. Third way in. Probably gonna get about 1,000 reps. I might need 3 BMs to hit. Hit Exalted. If I hit Exalted on the bear, I get 2 items. My wrists for healing, I can upgrade. Buy from the vendor. So healing wrists, and then I'm also gonna buy the time-lapse shard trinket, which is a good resilience trinket. And take off this compass, and that will allow me to really easily use tier gear if I get tier chest, tier helm. Also lets me use the staff a little easier. Any of you guys seen any prot warrior stuff? I feel like the opinions of prot warriors has gone up with this TBC because I think people forgot that they're good in phase 1. But I'm curious if that's just been my experience, or like, do you guys still hate prot warriors and not want to group with them? Is every dungeon with a prot warrior just horrible? It's a little tough for me to know because I healed, but to be honest, I haven't healed that many prot warriors. I sometimes heal on this druid, but I haven't healed that many dungeons. I haven't seen many prot warriors. So I'm not sure if people still think prot warrior is terrible or not. My bear's going crazy. Look at the threat, guys. Big damage from Prague. 700 DPS. Here comes boss. What do we need? We want to see Hourglass. I don't have Hourglass, but I wouldn't roll on it. Not a fan of prot warriors when you're Fury in dungeons. Surely you're not referring to some of the dungeons you did with me. Surely. Not you, of course. It depends, though. I will say this. A Fury Warrior cannot play. You cannot play the game unless you have a salvage. Now, there's degrees of playing the game, though. It just depends what you want to do. Like, if you're clever as a Fury Warrior... Oh, there's Hourglass. I think this guy needs it. Pass. Iron Terra hits need. GZ. This is a warrior in our guild. Just got hourglass. Big. I think they were using black hand breath still. But yeah, as a fury warrior, there's ranges, right? It's only with a good prot paladin can you actually just play the game fully. You can mostly play the game fully if you have a good bear or a good prot warrior, and then there's a salve in the group. If you're a fury warrior and you do not have salve, in a heroic, you cannot just press your abilities like it's retail and run up and stuff. Like, you actually need to try and aim your sweeping strikes. You need to think about your sweeping strikes. You need to kind of look at the tank. Are they having a good pull? Are they having a bad pull? If the tank is chasing down a mob and something looks like it's not going right, you cannot just sweeping strikes in whirlwind, or you're going to pull every single mob, right? Like, you kind of have to be aware of what is happening as a fury warrior, especially if you don't have salve. I mean, you have to just try your best to hit casters so that if you pull threat of them, you just have casters hitting you. Yeah, most paladins you can turn braid off. Yeah, it's unlucky though. It's unlucky as a fury warrior. Sometimes you can just never fully turn your brain off, because if you just turn your brain off and just start randomly cleaving, if you pull threat of a hard-hitting mob in the pack, you can just get one shot and die in like 1 second. Taking on bear is awful with no salve. I think it gets better with gear, but I think it's a bit scuffed, unfortunately. But it gets better with gear because you scale pretty well. There's my beacon. Prague hype. Dude, everyone's been talking about Prague, man. Kind of the talk of the town. Ooh, 74 badges. It means I can buy Bloodlust Brooch. And the healing trinket soon. Did you miss it, Miles? Iron Terra just got hourglass. Everyone was screaming. It just dropped. Everyone is actually freaking out. Passing it. Drama as well there. I'm down to farm some Mechanar today. Yeah, I'm gonna probably be heading into Mechanar soon. We're farming some abacuses for our guild. Our guild just needs a couple more abacuses. I think it's mongoose. It looked like mongoose. Yup. It's goosed up. This is pretty good too. I have no clue what that item is. Never seen it before. That's looking good. Skulkers with the good enchant. Some interesting gems in there, but I think that's actually fine. He's just probably going the crit build. Yeah, he's probably going the crit build. Some people with warrior go crit, some people go. That's right. Got the BOEs on check though. Blasting. Gear's not bad anymore. Need to get Bloodlust Brooch, but that's just our first badge. Honestly, the only item we need from badges, it seems like. Except maybe the helm. Leather helm. Girdle of Endless Pit. What a beast. It's actually good gear now. We got damage from our warrior player. Alright, here comes the boss, guys. Does anybody in here need anything from this? Maybe our buddy, our Resto Shaman level 68. Maybe we want him to get his healing trinket. I'm not sure that there's any specific item we want from this. I don't think we need Elatros. Is there any, like... Nah, there's not that much good, right? Lust is out, guys. Lust is out. Oh, I didn't free action potion. About to die to normal DM boss. But yeah, what do you guys think the odds are I have to end up having to play bear? I think it's looking alright. Oh, we got a nether from a normal. Ooh, paladin legs.
I am grateful for your aid, champions. Now, Gul'dan's horde will sweep across this world like a locust swarm.
I need... Yeah, we got about 1,000 rep. I need 1,500.
Made plans will at last fall into place.
I don't know. We might have gone too fast. Do you think I'm going to be instance locked? I probably have another instance ID coming up. I don't have an add-on for it. I did 4 Sethics. And then it probably took 10 minutes to get here. Maybe this is a 20-minute run? 30? Yeah, I gotta have another lockout. You don't think Prague should ever step foot in main raid? Prague is... I mean, look how strong Prague is right now.